Hey everyone, it's Nick again. Today we're talking some more Halloween Kills. So last week, Halloween Kills had a test screening. I know there was one in LA. I'm not sure if there was anywhere else. But basically, it actually got pretty good reviews from what I've heard. I haven't read any spoilers. I don't want to know shit about this movie. But I did hear one thing that kind of piqued my interest a little bit. And that is, there's one character who is returning to the franchise who they have not announced yet. I want to go in fresh, so I don't want to know who it is, but it kind of piqued my interest on who it may be. So I just kind of want to run through our options here. I don't have anything prepared. I'm just going to kind of think and speak as we go. So let's talk about it. So what we do know is, as far as returning characters, some have been announced. So we got Lonnie and Lamb, we got Tommy and Lindsay, we have Sheriff Brackett, and we have Nurse Marion Chambers. So they're out right away. We already know they're returning. So who else could it be? So let's just kind of run through the list of the movies here. So we'll go back to front. So Halloween Resurrection, it's not going to be anyone from there, for obvious reasons. Going down to H2O, H2O doesn't exist in this timeline, so it doesn't make any sense for anyone to come back. I'm sure there's going to be rumors. I haven't heard any yet, but I'm sure someone's going to get on YouTube or someone's going to get on Twitter and say, hey, Josh Hartnett's returning. John's returning. It's not going to happen. If it does, I'd be very surprised and a little upset, to be quite honest. But that's not going to happen. So that movie's out. Halloween 4 through 6, the Thorn trilogy, once again, don't exist in this timeline. I know people want Danielle Harris to come back and do a cameo. I love Danielle Harris. I love Jamie Lloyd. It just doesn't make sense. So unless they throw some crazy curveball, it's not going to happen. Next, Halloween 3, once again, has nothing to do with Michael Myers. Dr. Chalice is not going to return. Tom Atkins, I love you, but it doesn't make sense for him to come back either. So that leaves Halloween 2 and Halloween 1. We'll start with Halloween 1 because there's not too many options on who could come back, because most of the characters or actually all the characters that they've announced are returning are from Halloween 1. So who does that leave in Halloween 1 that could possibly come back? Loomis is dead. Mr. Riddle would be 150 or whatever. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anyone else. One of Lonnie's friends, that pushed Tommy down with the pumpkin. Yeah, it's possible, but that wouldn't create the buzz that I've heard. People saying a returning character coming back. So I think that's out, which leaves Halloween 2, 1981. There's a few characters that could come back from this, even though they will not be the characters that we know, because this movie never happened in this timeline. So who could it be? I think the obvious answer is Ben Tramer. We heard his name mentioned in the original Halloween. Laurie told Annie that she had a crush on him, blah, blah, blah. And then in Halloween 2, which again doesn't exist, he got rammed by the truck and set on fire. So he's technically still alive, even though we don't know who he is. Maybe he's Laurie's ex-husband. It's possible. Other than that, Jimmy Lloyd, he would be an option. Same thing, though. He would be a character that we have never met before because this movie doesn't exist. But that would be an option. One of those two, I think, are kind of the obvious choices as far as coming back. They'd be Laurie's ex-husband, either mentioned in passing, or maybe they come to visit her at the hospital. Hey, maybe they're both her ex-husbands. Maybe she married them both. Who knows? Maybe that's one of them is Karen's dad. That would be weird, soap opera-ish, and interesting. So those are probably the two best options. The only other options I can really think of would be someone from the hospital staff, like Bud or Dr. Mixter, who would also be really old. But it's very possible that some of the hospital staff will be named after some characters in Halloween 2. There could be a Dr. Mixter. There could be a Bud, Karen. What's the fat security guard? Mr. Garrett. Any of those people. I think Yeah, I think probably the best option is it's going to be someone from Halloween 2. Um, None of the other answers would really make sense. It is possible, like I said, that they could throw some kind of curveball and you could get Brady from Halloween 4. That'd be kind of cool. Like I keep saying, none of it would make any sense. But let's just try to think of some of the other options from maybe the Thorn trilogy just for fan service. We know in 2018 they loved the fan service, so maybe they're going to throw the fans a bone here. Even though it might not be throwing a bone to me, even though I like those movies because I'd rather have them focus on the story and the lighting and all that shit. But it's very possible, Brady or Samantha from part 5. Please, fucking God, don't have Tina come back. Rachel, that'd be cool. Maybe Laurie babysat Rachel after the events of Halloween 1978. Who knows? So there's not many options. So that's why my interest is kind of peaked a little bit. And like I said, it's got to be someone that the fans, even the general fans know. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a little bit of a buzz about it. So let me know who you think could be the surprise character coming back. Let me know. I'm going to have a lot more videos on this stuff coming up. So yeah, thanks for watching.